All right, for the next step, you need to make sure that you do have your 3 colors that you used on the other layers. So that's why we wrote them on the back, and I have the same 3 colors. We're going to continue the same pattern. So I'm going to put my pencils in order. So I have color number 1, color number 2, and color number 3. Now, this is going to be the trickiest part as far as the coloring goes, because if I color number 1 all the way across, do you see how it lines up? I do not want the colors to line up at all. So I'm going to have to cheat a little bit and go back to this color and make it a little longer. Just like this. So that when I go back with color number 1, it's not lined up. If you line all of your stripes up, it will not look realistic at all. So I've staggered it. Now they can overlap a little bit, but if you make them too matchy-matchy, it does not look realistic. So this little piece I left last time, I'm going to go ahead and color in. And then, so see how this, I think I'm going to make it just a hair longer. Not much longer, but just a little longer. So my browns can touch, but as long as the top and the bottom aren't matchy-matchy. So they can touch, but don't let them be matchy-matchy. That's the main thing. So same thing here. And then on the other side. So this is going to definitely be matchy-matchy. So this is not hard as far as being difficult. You just have to think and look before you start coloring. Now for mine, I actually have the dark, so it's easy to fix. So before you start, just check, because if I do like a pretend color, then I can see, oh, that's definitely going to be matchy-matchy. So I come in, make it a little bit longer. Like I said, they can touch a little bit, but don't have the top or the bottom line perfectly lined up. And this one. So the more layers you add, the more you can really start seeing the sedimentary layers and the fact, ooh, I skipped this one. And it's kind of looking like a cake that has gotten cut. So you have the chocolate and the caramel and the dark chocolate, and it's making you really hungry, but it's starting to take on the shape of the real one. So I finished with color 1, now I go back to color 2. And I'm going to go ahead and color that one all the way down, just so I don't have the color 3 even. And like I said, you can start at the top or the bottom edges, whichever is easier for you. For me, I've always found starting at the top, but it's just your preference. Then I go to color number 3. Now again, the bigger you keep the stripes, the quicker, well, I say quicker, the easier it is to finish it. So I got to make that a little bit longer so it's not matchy-matchy with my brown. So if you notice, especially in here, you can see the edges, and it really is looking like the 3D. One is in front and one is behind. And this side. So this is going to take the longest part, doing the actual coloring. Normally coloring is pretty quick, but not for this. Then I go back to color number 1. 2. Once you have finished the first 3 layers and you've kind of see the pattern, then this is going to be easy peasy. Now this one I'm going to make a little short so it doesn't line up. Then I go to color 3. If you accidentally grab the wrong color, it is not the end of the world. You can either try erasing it or just coloring over it. The likelihood of somebody seeing a little mess up right here is very slim. Most people will never even notice your mess up. So now I'm just down to the bottom 2. That's all I have left. Oops, almost forgot that one. 1, 2, 3. And now I'm going to go back to 1. So now I have all of my levels going on. You can see what's in front, what's in back, but sometimes the edges, like this one, kind of get a little faded. So I'm going to come, and if I can't see it exactly, that's okay. If I can't see it and I'm the artist who made it, then nobody else is going to see it either. Just like that. So now you can really see the edges of the cliffs. Once you have finished the sedimentary layers, raise your hand, show Ms. Boyd, and then we will finish the top. Actually, I've changed my mind. We'll go ahead and finish the top. So the next step we're going to do is you're going to go back to color number 1, and we're going to add like little rocks to the top of the canyon because it looks a little bit plain and boring and not realistic. So you're basically going to do a jagged circle like such. It doesn't have to be any sort of shape. Any rock shape is perfectly fine. An exact circle or an exact oval never looks realistic. Now, when you make the rock, though, it does have to sit flat on the ground, and then you're basically making a baby mountain. Because if you think about it, rocks are all just baby mountains. So I'm going to draw flat line. And if you want one rock, you can add a second rock. I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you can see. So you can see how I have my rocks. It's flat on the bottom. So I can have 2, I can have 1, I can have a bunch of little tiny baby ones. It kind of looks like a mustache. I can overlap them. So if I have a big one, then I have one and it's overlapping, so it looks like it's one's on top. Don't try to do a bazillion, because first off, it'll take forever, and then it starts looking more like weird kind of polka dots. So you can have a rock off to the paper. Looks kind of realistic too. On the other side, I'm going to zoom back out so you can see what it looks like. And I'm just going to put a couple of them. And I'm noticing I'm not really finishing it very well. So off the paper, big one, one behind it. We'll do 3. Nice little clump of stones. Yeah. So there, I'm kind of liking that. I'm not going to count, doesn't matter. Then when I color it, I'm going to color it really, really, really light. So notice I hold my pencil far back, and I just color the rocks in. Just like so.